Justin Bieber, Jeremy Fragrance, and Zac Efron. What do these guys have in common? Well, they used to be Chads, very handsome, and then they kind of glowed down more so into normies. And this is so tragic when I see this. Someone with the best looks, the best genetics possible, but somehow they cannot maintain it. They couldn't sustain it, and they made some terrible life decisions to kind of throw their looks all away. So today I'm just going to go over some of the basic reasons why Chads lose their looks with age and kind of age into normies so that you can prevent it. Because men, we're supposed to age like fine wine. We're not supposed to be glowing down as we get older. So without further ado, let's get it.
Our relationship's my enemy, so stay away from me.
You see it all the time on social media, the post-relationship glow up. You were in a toxic relationship, one person glows up, they're posting about it all over social media. And this is also probably the #1 reason most Chads glow down into normies. And looking at my relationship history, I was no different. This was me after my first relationship, and this is me after my second relationship. Both times I glowed down. Before and after, I do not look like myself. Who you choose as a partner is going to be so critical for your looks, and not just that, your mental health and everything. If you're with a toxic person, they're going to be draining all of your energy. Like, even if you look physically the same, that life force inside of your eyes will be gone. You're going to start looking lifeless. And just like you hate everything about your life, you're going to start getting low self-esteem. You're going to start being insecure because this is the one person who you're supposed to trust and who is supposed to love you with all their heart. And then they're trying to bring you down, trash talk you, just be the worst person ever. I've experienced this. I'm sure you have. And a lot of Chads out there have glowed down because of the wrong woman. Which brings us into our next one. Mental health. So if we look specifically at Justin Bieber, with all this Diddy stuff coming out, he was fondled as a kid, as a 13, 14-year-old. There was grown men doing things to him, and then he grew into adult, and obviously this mental health stuff caught up with him to where he got depressed, he get anxious, and a byproduct of that is you no longer want to take care of yourself, man. You don't want to take showers, you don't want to keep up with your skincare routine, your hair care routine, you don't want to dress well, anything like that, man. You want to go outside basically looking like a homeless person. You don't care about anything anymore. So this one, you got to be very, very cautious with your mental health. I've always said this, mental health is so important, and it's going to definitely interfere with your life goals, even your business goals, man. Just some mental health basics to make sure that you're mentally healthy. #1, make sure to explore anything in the past that could mess with you. Maybe it's parental trauma, maybe it's narcissistic abuse trauma, anything like this. And then you want to make sure you're taking all the physical precautions to make sure you don't get this. Sleeping enough, eating a healthy diet, getting sunshine, having proper supplementation, good stress relief activities, things like this are going to make sure that the mental health does not catch up to you to where you glow down just because of it. Nothing is going to make a man look older than having a receded hairline. You'll notice there's guys, maybe they're 24, 25, but then their hairline starts receding. Maybe they're not even shaving it. They look 10, 15 years older because it ages you like crazy. Brad Pitt right now is 60 years old, but he's got a crispy, fresh hairline, and it makes him look much younger than he is. He looks like he could be in his 40s. So the hairline is crucial. If you're losing hair, you need to find different ways to prevent it, man. You can get a hair transplant. You can use rosemary oil, derma rolling, minoxidil. Always said, consider finasteride last. You want to try to avoid that best you can, but there are so many different things that you can do because this ages you like crazy. I don't think people actually understand how crucial this one is. I've said it all the time, and the Looks Maxi community, you guys actually have a saying for it, and it is lean is lost. So let's take a couple examples. Justin Bieber, back to Bieber. So in his prime, he was very lean, maybe 10 to 12% body fat. He had abs, he had a six-pack. Facially, he looked much better. His face was a lot sharper, and he looked a lot more aesthetic, as opposed to gaining just a little bit of body fat, probably like 3% more, going from 12% to 15%. Makes the biggest change in the world just with your facial aesthetics. I don't think you guys understand how big of a difference it is being at 15% body fat compared to being at 10% body fat. You can go from being a normie to literally a Chad just with body fat, because now the cheekbones are popping, the jawline is popping, everything is showing. All of your facial structure is now showing for the world to see, and it's going to make you look so much better. One reason Chads could glow down is because with age, they actually get shorter. It's been scientifically proven that guys get a lot shorter with age. Maybe by the time you're 60, you're going to be 2 inches shorter. Now, there's not really any way to prevent this, but what will help is being as tall as possible at a youngest age possible, so that whenever you do start shrinking, it doesn't make that big of a difference. Now, we all know how big of a difference just being a little bit taller makes when it comes to dating, your career, life, happiness, everything. But what you may not have known is that height growth is only 60 to 80% genetic and 20 to 40% environmental, meaning that you can control a good chunk of your height growth. The number one cause of most people not reaching their height growth potential is going to be nutrient deficiencies. 92% of Americans across all social classes are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals. It's actually going to shut down IGF-1 human growth hormone, closing your growth plate. So the solution is Titan Growth 2.0 on my website, kalosique.com, which is 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients to make sure you grow as tall as possible. Now, if any of you guys actually want to work with me one-on-one, you want to achieve your looks max and your fitness, aesthetic goals, you gotta schedule a consultation with me. Link below or kalosique.com/pages/coaching. We can start our journey of working together to your dream life. And don't forget to join Kalos VIP. This is my school of looks maxing with my 3-hour looks maxing masterclass, 2-hour high growth masterclass. Right now I've got the female nature masterclass. Once we hit 120 members, the price is going up once again. You gotta join now, link in the description. Jeremy Fragrance was once a very, very handsome man. A lot of guys in the looks maxing community say he's like an 8 to a 9. Like in his prime, he was handsome AF, but he's been doing his substance, a little white powder, for the past, I don't even know how long, maybe a couple years, but it seriously degraded his looks. So if you never want to glow down, don't even think about touching a drug, man. Even pharmaceuticals can mess you up. You want to be sure to steer clear of any of this crap. Alcohol can also make you lose your looks, and then smoking can also make you lose your looks. But obviously, there are some cases against that. Once again, Brad Pitt, he's been smoking his entire life, and he still looks good. So you want to take these precautions, man. You want to be as healthy as possible and avoid this stuff like the freaking plague. Zac Efron was once known as the heartthrob of Hollywood. He looked more attractive than just about anybody else in Hollywood. He was that guy, man. But the thing is, the insecurity got to him. I don't know why, but in his mid-30s, he decided to go under the knife, get plastic surgery, and he completely ruined his looks. He doesn't look as attractive as he used to be because he's chasing perfection, and this stems from insecurity. This is something a lot of people in the black pill need to understand as well. You cannot achieve perfection. You can look as good as you can, and I always say try to do that naturally. And if anything is a glaring flaw, you can fix this, but never go overboard. Because if you go overboard from insecurity, you're getting surgery after surgery. Eventually, you're going to go over the line and ruin any looks you could possibly have. So do everything else, do all the soft maxing first before any sort of hard maxing. A lot of guys, when they get older, they just don't keep up with anything. It's like they're a freaking grandpa at this point. They don't keep up with social media. They don't keep up with trends. They don't know how to dress. So one way a Chad could go from a Chad to a normie is that he dresses terribly, man. He could be in his 30s. Maybe the face is still there, but then he dresses either like he's in college or he's just wearing clothes that don't look good to him, man. So make sure you are always keeping up with the trends. I've said this a couple times recently, but it is very, very important. Last but not least is going to be something Jeremy Fragrance actually has been doing. So he's a big advocate for not doing any skincare. He thinks it's bad for you putting this stuff on your face. It's not going to be good for the skin, and he aged like sour milk. So you want to be taking care of the skin, man. You got to be doing a couple of precautions. Number one, we have to be exfoliating every single day. Maybe every 2 days you need to be exfoliating. You need a good moisturizer. You need a good toner, and not to mention a good SPF. And if you want to do some preventative measures, I think a good retinol is going to be absolutely killer. Now, I go even overboard. Like, I've got like 3 times that amount of products. Like, I use 15 to 20 products every single day, and I like it, man. My skin has actually improved in the past year. But if you're not taking care of the skin at all, it will make you look unattractive. You got to be very cautious with that, man. But that's it. Subscribe if you're new. Love you with all my heart. Peace.